Well, good morning. It's good to be with you on this Thursday morning. Hope you are well today as we continue together in our time in Ecclesiastes. We are going to be finishing chapter 7 today, and I think we're going to be able to finish it out. It's going to be close, but I think we're gonna be able to finish because a lot of the last bits are chapters all at just kind of one chapter. So we might kind of cram some together towards the end, but we're definitely going to be able to finish this by the end of May, early June. So today we will read the end of chapter 7, verses 15 through 29. So the end of chapter 7. In my vain life, I have seen everything. There are righteous people who perish in their righteousness, and there are wicked people who prolong their life in their evil doing. Don't be too righteous, and do not act too wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Do not be too wicked. Do not be a fool. Why should you die before your time? It is good that you should take hold of the one without letting go of the other. For the one who fears God shall succeed with both. Wisdom gives strength to the wise more than 10 rulers are to the city. Surely there is no one on earth so righteous as to do good without ever sinning. Do not give heed to everything that people say, or you may hear your servant cursing you. Your heart knows that many times you have yourself cursed others. All this I have tested by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and deep, very deep, who can find out? I turn my mind to know and to search out and to seek wisdom and the sum of all things, and to know the wickedness is folly, and that foolishness is madness. I have found more bitter than death the woman who is a trap, whose heart is snares and nest, whose hands are fetters. One who pleases God escapes her, but the sinner is taken by her. See, this is what I found, said the teacher, and adding one thing to another to find the sum, which my mind has sought repeatedly. But I have not found. One man among 1,000 I have found, but a woman among all these I have not found. See, this alone I have found, that God made human beings straightforward, but they have devised many schemes. That's a good kind of wrapping up of not only this passage, but in many ways, Ecclesiastes. God made humans straightforward, but they have devised many schemes. Yeah, that's pretty fitting. We have devised many schemes. It's very. He says there's something he says here. He says, let me. This is the first two verses of this passage. In my vein, I've seen my vein. I've seen everything. Righteous who perish, the wicked who prolong their lives. Don't be too righteous. Don't be too wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Don't be too wicked. Don't be a fool. It is good that you should take hold of the one without letting go of the other. For the one who fears God shall succeed with both. I think a lot of a quote from one of my professors in my undergraduate degree, Dr. Harold Bryson, who, if you've followed me for any length of time, you've probably heard me mention Dr. Bryson. Dr. Bryson was a preaching professor at Mississippi College. He taught, it's called homiletics preaching there. He taught for years at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. After that position, his last kind of teaching position was at Mississippi College. And I just gleaned a lot of wisdom from Dr. Bryson throughout the years. And one of the things he said that just stuck with me throughout the years, he said, show me a man who thinks he's wrong. We all think we're right. And there's something to be said for the understanding of knowing that we could be wrong. When you understand that you could be wrong, it gives you an underlying sense of humility. I believe what I believe. I've tested my beliefs. I've tested my doctrine. I'm fairly confident my doctrine is biblical. I'm fairly confident my beliefs are found or formed through my faith. I have confidence in my doctrine, my ideology, in what I believe, what I think. I've tried to test it. I've tried to ponder it. I've tried to run it past people that I respect. I have confidence in all these things, but I also acknowledge I could be wrong. I could have misunderstood. I could have misunderstood scripture. I could have interpreted it wrong. I could have. I could have. Listened to the wrong theologians who have formed me. I could have listened to the wrong mentors. I could have an off perspective. I think that's what I found interesting here is he says it's good that you take hold of the one without letting go of the other. To seek wisdom, to truly seek wisdom, to seek to learn, to grow, to understand more, to push your knowledge, your wisdom, to push what you are and who you are. That's a good thing. That's a solid thing that we should all do. But don't let go of the other. None of us are Jesus. We all make mistakes. We all can calibrate wrongly. We all can have the wrong, faulty assumptions. I think I was talking with one of my children this weekend about school and degrees and what you study, and I was commenting on how much I hated calculus. How I hated calculus every fiber of my being. We were talking about how I remember what it was. We were talking about how my daughter is got a year off from school, and she will have the dream about forgetting a class. I'm like, I'm 50 years old. Once a week, I still have the dream that it's the last day of calculus and I have not gone to a single class and I have the final today. Like I still once a week have that dream that, oh my gosh, I've overslept the entire semester and now I've got a calculus test today. I'm going to fail and I'm not going to graduate. 50 years old, so I have the dream. I hated calculus so much. And Aquinas said, algebra is the language of the devil. And I think that's very true. I just hate it. I hate it so much. But one of the things I took away from calculus was if you have the wrong underlying assumption to the problem, you can work the problem right. You can do all the work and the work can be right. But if you have the wrong underlying assumption, you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. So in life, if we have the wrong underlying assumption, then all of our work could very well be wrong. He's speaking about wisdom and how so few people have it, and then the gift that it is. But then, even with wisdom, it doesn't solve every problem. I think in our faith, it's important to acknowledge our imperfection, to acknowledge our weakness, to acknowledge our. He said, "Don't listen too closely to people because you'll hear them cursing you, but have you not cursed? You know yourself. Surely there is no one on earth as righteous as to do good without ever sinning." I think one of the things he struggles with, and one of the things he butts up against repeatedly is the real reality of his own sinfulness, of his own imperfection, of his own weakness, of his own inadequacy. And I think that we will as well in our life butt up against that from time to time. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as a very good thing. I see that as a very good thing to have in our thought process the understanding that not only are we imperfect, not only are we going to get stuff wrong, but we just could be wrong in general. Because if you give yourself that understanding, then you can give yourself the grace to grow and to learn and to be sanctified. Because if you don't think you need to grow, then you'll never grow and you'll never be sanctified. You'll never be holy. Only two things I know for sure in my life are that I love and I am loved by Jesus. And I deeply love my family. My family deeply loves me. That's outside of that, you know. My staff's heard me say a million times. The only thing I'm married to is Holly Stoddard. Outside of that, everything else is up for grabs. Um, so as you go about your life today, test your thinking, your philosophy, your doctrine, your beliefs. Test them and stand on them. Don't be a. I'm not telling you not to stand firmly on what you believe. I stand on what I believe. I believe what I believe is right, friends. I believe what I believe is right. I have conviction of my beliefs and my doctrines and my thoughts. I do. But I want to also acknowledge that I could be wrong. And what could I learn from you if we disagree? How can what you believe teach me? and make me better. So humility is a good thing. Let's live lives of faith, but let's live lives of humility. So, hey, thanks for being with us today. We'll pick up tomorrow with chapter 8. See you in the morning.